This week on CMA Live All Access, we've got updates from JL Audio, Sony, Memphis Audio, Focal, and ZZ2. This is CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and sponsored by 5 Access Innovations. And it starts now. So as we all know, JL Audio has been hard at work developing and implementing all the great technology they have to offer right now in the DSP space. Well, they're not sitting on their laurels because just last week they announced yet another new feature to add to that repertoire. This time it's called JL Audio Expert Assist. We now lean into Mr. Steve Teresi, their VP of Technical, who's going to join us now. And now, Steve, what can you tell us about this new feature called JL Audio Expert Assist?
Yeah, Ben, it was an exciting introduction. But before we get into that, I just want to thank you once again for having us on. We always appreciate being part of your audience, so thank you. So Expert Assist, yeah, this was a big one for us. We have actually been working on this since we started with Tune Software. We built this into the programming of that software, and all of this stuff is kind of bolted onto it in a way that is really quite exceptional. We're thrilled to finally put it over the line. Expert Assist is going to be a lot of fun. It's a lot different than a lot of people may be expecting, so maybe we can get into that as we go forward.
Now, I think it's pretty obvious that the engineering team at JL Audio has been hard at work kind of developing these tools and these assets for tuners and installers alike to really dial in what they want to get out of their DSP systems. So first and foremost, what exactly does this Expert Assist do for us?
Well, what Expert Assist is really all about is kind of implied in the name. It's an assist. It guides you through the entire tuning process step by step, giving you full visibility to the live data, the changes that are being made, and gives you full control over your interface as it goes through the entire process. Think of it as a bookmark through the tuning process. If you have to take a break, you close the book, you come back, and Expert Assist will just continue on. So instead of removing you from the tuning process, it's intimately involved with you in the tuning process and give you goalposts and guides the entire way through.
Now, Steve, I can't help but kind of reference the description you've given here as a type of auto-tune system. I know there's a lot of different manufacturers and brands out there that are kind of providing that simple turnkey auto-tune system. Are we talking about something that's as close as that, as far as not being able to apply the changes that you want or any customization benefits? Or are we talking simply of a step-by-step kind of tutorial that helps you through the process?
That's an interesting correlation there to the auto-tune. There's some good things about an auto-tune. One, you click a button, you walk away. The problem is when you walk away, you come back and you hope that it worked. Very often we found that auto-tune routines fail to work. Either a noisy environment causes an issue, or the goals of the system didn't allow you to get where you wanted to. Very often we've heard that, yeah, we ran that auto-tune routine, but it just didn't sound good at the end. What Expert Assist does is it uses a series of what we call micro automations, small little routines within the program that allows you to not only see what's happening, but also make changes. 2 examples I'll share with you. One is auto set EQ to target. It's an auto set EQ routine, as the name would imply, but once it's completed, you have visibility to the changes that were made, so you can make additional changes if you want. Move a band, change a band, whatever you want to do. The auto set EQ to target micro automation doesn't lock you out. EA will incorporate that as part of its process. And another example is if you're using our max measurement system, you have the ability to auto set delays, and this will find the beginning of an impulse response for each of the channels in your system and show you that data. If you agree with what the micro automation for auto set delay has found, then you accept it. If you don't agree, you make the change and you move on. Expert Assist does not block you out from making changes or force you into a specific goal. You define all of it and you simply follow the steps. It's actually a pretty neat system.
First of all, I think that's a very unique application here, whereby the user can apply their input to the process, which is predetermined. But as far as timing goes, is this something that we have to wait until the end of the tune to apply any changes, or can any modifications be done along the way?
Yeah, that's a really good point. What EA does is it'll show you the live data as it's coming into the microphones and show that on the screen. As each micro automation takes place, every change that it's made will reflect in that live data. So you have full visibility throughout the entire process. You don't have to wait until the end. But there's something that I think that's even better than not having to wait till the end. If you get halfway through and you realize, I need to go fix something. No problem. Just go and fix it. The live data doesn't stop you from going backwards. Go back, make the change that you need, go back to the channel that it was on, and just click OK to resume the process. No, you don't have to wait till the end. It's literally in real time. And if you have to take a break, take a break. It'll hold where you're at. Maybe mute the audio so you save your speakers. But if you take a phone call, or nature calls, or a customer walks in your store, EA allows you to continue tuning that system when you're ready to focus on it again, and it'll tell you where you were. It'll remind you exactly where you were at that step. We're really excited about it. As a guy that loves tuning systems, this is a great thing. I got to tell you, I don't think I can remember the last time I tuned a system without using EA. So now all of you can do that too.
Well, Steve, it's pretty evident that the minds behind this Expert Assist certainly have installed and tuned systems themselves, because these are all fantastic features that really help the installers, especially from a daily routine standpoint. I do have another question, though. We're talking about comparing this system to other, auto-tune type features out there. What about when it comes to system configuration? I know that we've seen some limitations whereby you're limited to a set menu of configurations when setting up a system. What kind of limitations or lack thereof exist with Expert Assist?
Yeah, the limitation concern was a big one when we started developing the system. I know that as individuals, we've run into these. One of our guys, Eric, he actually uses a 5-channel amp for his left channel and a 5-channel amp for his right channel. That would fall well outside the scope of a normal system configuration, and therefore make most auto-tune routines pretty much impossible to work with. So it would have been easier if we had structured individual systems that you could follow, but we didn't want to do that. We understand the needs of a lot of retailers and consumers to allow it to be more flexible. So because it's focused on using JL audio amplifiers, we took advantage of our amp networking capability. And you can use one of our VXI hubs and up to 10 amplifiers and tune 80 plus powered channels, as well as a whole bunch of DSP channels, and do almost any system that you could possibly imagine. Because you could define the network, you could define what each channel is linked to, you define all of your targets, all of it is done by you. No limits to this system, no end to what you can do for it, and no end to what the sound can be, because you define the target. In other words, it's really just an expert assist, and that's where we got the name. It's sort of a play on words too. Who's the expert? Well, we think you're the expert and we're assisting you. If you're new to the game, since it guides you through the process, you may not be an expert yet. So we'll be the expert and we'll assist you to become one. So it's kind of a neat play on words. Limitless system capability, limitless performance capability, just a nice, expertly guided process.
All right, Steve. Well, let's wrap it up right here. Sounds like an incredible new add-on feature that, well, let's find out. When is this available? Are there any costs involved? Where do people get the update? And where do they go for more help or assistance or information about Expert Assist?
Well, that's the great thing about Expert Assist. First of all, our Tune software is free to download, and it runs in simulation mode. And you can do the measure tab using maybe a standard USB microphone that you may already have. So the cost to get into Tune software is free. The cost to get into measurement is whatever USB mic you have. Of course, we'd love for you to get a max measurement system if that's what you're looking for. In order to use Expert Assist, you'll need JL audio amplifiers, and we recommend the most recent version of Tune software, which is 4.60.152, which is available for download on our website. In order to get Expert Assist to work, download that software, launch it while connected to the internet, close the software again, and when you open it, Expert Assist will be ready for you to use. Bear in mind, we can update Expert Assist at any point, and we are considering it a public beta release, which means you have homework. Once you get this installed in your computer and start working with it on cars, as you find any things that you're wondering, hey, can you guys do this? Or I'd like it if this was better. We need that feedback. We're going to continually develop Expert Assist to give you the features that you're looking for within some reason. The only real cost to you is we'd like you to be using JL audio amplifiers. So Expert Assist is currently focused on JL audio products. Otherwise, it's free. Have fun.
Hi, Jody from 5 Access here. Just want to bring everybody up to speed with what we do and how we do it. We're a display company. We do a lot of custom graphics. Obviously, we do custom audio boards. We do RGB lighting. We do graphical work up top. We also do all the different custom amp mounts. So for all your store needs, we do front counters, we do home audio sections, we do lighting, everything that you're looking for, give us a call. Again, it's 5 Access, 414-326-7162.
Well, in the last few years, Sony has been hard at work innovating and coming to market with brand new product to refresh their line. And wow, they're at it again. Looks like there's a brand new model called the XAV AX8500. 8000 series. Let's go now to Chris Bueller from Sony to give us more details. Chris, what can you tell us about this brand new model?
Hey, Ben, we're pretty excited about this one, actually. So the XAV AX8500 is going to be a new floating face radio for our core lineup. So not a Mobile ES product. It's going to be on our core lineup, so available at any retailer. But this represents kind of an evolution of our floating face kind of platform, if you will.
So, Chris, this is super exciting news. Everybody loves a new entry into this space, but I have to say, Sony does have quite a few models floating around in this type of area. Can you explain to us specifically where this new model will sit within the current AV radio lineup?
Yeah, so this is actually a pretty easy one to kind of slot into the hierarchy, if you will. So the 8100, XAV AX8100, is currently our largest floating face radio in our core lineup. So that does have that 9-inch screen, of course, but older technology. It's been out for a couple years, not a big deal. But that will continue to exist through probably the end of our fiscal year. So probably through about April of next year, maybe. In the meantime, this will slot right above the 8100, and this is our new 10.1-inch screen. So pretty awesome stuff here. It is a larger screen and a lot more capability and features added into this model.
Oh, you said the key word there, Chris. So I'm going to have to ask you, can you talk to us about some of the new features that this new 8500 model represents?
Sure thing, man. I love product feature specs, man. So fun stuff here. So this is the best way to kind of envision this for one of our existing retailers is this is an XAV AX6000 with a large floating HD screen added to it, right? So it does have the wireless CarPlay, the wireless and wired Android Auto, of course. It does have an HDMI input. It does have this high definition screen on the front, so similar resolution to our XAV 9500 ES and our XAV 9000 ES mobile ES units. But this is a great little unit. On the front at the bottom, you can see the buttons there at the bottom. So it does match kind of the look and feel of our other units in our core lineup with our screen with that button bar at the bottom center there.
First of all, it looks absolutely gorgeous and huge. So, listen, I love the big screen as like anybody else tuning in. But zoning in on some of those features, Chris, in the other models, we see stuff like integration features and SiriusXM, for example. What does this feature have, or does it not have any of these features? What is the deal?
Yeah, this is a feature-packed unit. So it's got everything you could want in a head unit right now. So iData Link Maestro, of course, SiriusXM capability. So full featured on that front as well. It's got 5-volt pre-outs for amp upgradability for the consumer, either at time of purchase or future upgrades down the road. It's got everything else that our other newer core line units have. That XAV AX6000, again, would be the reference point for the inputs, outputs, and all the feature specs of this radio.
Well, Chris, you're checking off all the boxes. So the only other question I have here is I noticed this is, of course, another floating screen. And yes, people love the floating screen. Is there anything about this floating screen that might make it different from previous floating screen setups?
Yeah, for sure. So I often hear the term over-engineered when it comes to Sony products, and I'm not like discouraged by that, right? I think it's good to have a lot of really quality engineering go into a slotted product, right? But this is different than other floating face screens on the market for a couple reasons. It's different from ours because this one has a lot more adjustability. So this one can, of course, do the tilt, the in and out to the dashboard, and the left and right, no problem. So that's easy. However, it will also rotate left and right. Okay, so you can angle it towards the driver, towards the passenger. And it will also tilt front and back. The top of the screen will go front and back. Easy enough while you're driving, right? So you can move that while you're in motion. You can do that after the installation. You don't have to undo any screws, loosen anything up. It's all easily adjustable while it's in the dashboard. Okay. So that's a pretty big deal. On top of that, this is not one of those kind of cheaper ball and socket type mounts that tend to loosen over time, or after you move them a few times, they get a little weaker. This is actually a very robust built kind of bracket on the back of this here. So just trying to give you a little bit of kind of perspective on that. But check out the durability and the adjustment of this bracket here. Pretty awesome stuff. Very heavy duty and kind of the Sony over engineered perspective, if you will, on this head unit. It's built to last.
Well, Chris, you've given us some incredible insights and really cool, unique features and stuff that honestly dealers and end users should be quite excited about. What are we talking about as far as availability?
Yeah, so great question. Everybody wants to know when it's going to be here, right? So just after the holidays, we're talking probably early to mid-February of 2024. So right after Knowledge Fest Vegas. Of course, you'll see this radio as an example, not only in our display at Knowledge Fest Vegas, but also in one of our demo cars out there as well. So we get to touch and feel and play with it there. It'll also be in my trainings as well. So we'll have a lot of good information in those Knowledge Fest trainings about this new model and all of our other new products as well.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and reliability. People love it.
Another brand that had a great showing at SEMA recently was Memphis Audio. We have now their president, Nick Lamonaco, who's in the studio with us because, well, Memphis got some new gear to announce, and that is available soon as well. So, Nick, let's talk about this long list. The first one I want to talk about is the new Mojo Pro 750 mono amplifier. Now, the Pro series has, really had a great success since its inception. I'd like to hear the story about this new application.
Yeah, Ben, the Mojo Pro amplifiers, along with the subs and the speakers, have been extremely popular for us. We've been releasing new models. It seems like for the last 2 years, every new product release, we got some Mojo Pro products coming out. And the Mojo Pro amplifiers have been probably our most popular amplifier launch maybe ever. It's been very difficult to keep them in stock because the demand has been so insane. And as you've heard me say time and time again, we really do listen to our customers. We talk to them. We try to figure out what's working, what's not working, what they need. And they've been talking about needing a smaller mono block. The smallest mono we made in the Mojo Pro series was 1,000 watts. And, those woofers are 750 watts RMS each. So they wanted an amp for one sub. So we delivered. This is we're just about a month away from arrival. And now we have the Mojo Pro 750.1. And you can see by my hand, it's not that big of an amplifier, but definitely packs some power and has the classic old school Memphis orange across the middle. So very excited for this to be hitting for all your bass needs. And we ordered a ton of them because we know these amplifiers are super popular. The price point's incredible, and they perform in addition to looking pretty sexy as well.
Nick, we've had the chance to talk about this new Mojo Pro line and its success. I'd like to hear in your words, where do you feel that success is coming from? Is it because of the new audio customers? Is it for people looking for a value product? Where do you think, or the features that this line represents has driven its success?
Well, I think the success is mainly driven by the fact that customers are back to wanting to hear music stupid loud. We've seen the resurgence of pro audio with all brands, including ours, that have really stepped up the engineering to make some pro audio that sounds really good. And we have the subs to keep up with those ridiculously loud highs. So in addition to these amplifiers being at a very solid price point, a great value price point, not an entry-level price point by any means. It's not an entry-level amp, but we're able to engineer this amplifier with a great retail price point. And it's just a ton of power to power those big subs. And I think that's what's really been driving the Mojo Pro line in general is the car audio guys are finally back to wanting to just be stupid loud. It's not about sound quality as much. Although our new Mojo Pro stuff sounds pretty awesome, they just want to get stupid loud, and a lot more of our customers are choosing that route. And I think that's why Mojo Pro in general, and especially these high powered amps, are doing so well.
You know what I love about the term stupid loud? Stupid loud is fun, and that's what car audio should always be about. But on the topic of loud, the next item we want to discuss is the MEMPHIS box. Now, if you haven't heard about the MEMPHIS box, well, let me tell you, this is literally fun in a box. But there's a new addition to that family, and I'll let Nick tell us all about it.
Yeah, the original MEMPHIS box has been extremely well received. It's a little crazy to think it's going back to the old school. It's a full range box, two 10-inch mids, two 3.5-inch tweeters. It's all about being loud, and of course, it's completely lit up with LEDs. So you're adding that 3 to 6, probably 6 to 12 dB with as many LEDs that are on this box. But again, listening to our customers, a lot of our customers said, hey, this box is awesome. We love having it in a hatchback or even in a truck behind the seat or on the seat just to be stupid loud in the car. But they wanted one to put in beds of trucks for tailgating, for car shows, etc. So we delivered. It's going to be here in, I think, 2 weeks. We'll be in the barn. So the new MEMPHIS is bed lined and with quick disconnects for the speaker and LED terminals. So super easy to put in the bed of a truck for a tailgate, for a car show, or if you just park somewhere and you want to be stupid loud, you can throw the MEMPHIS box either in your hatch, in the back of a Jeep, in the back of a truck, and you can take it in and out as much as you want with the quick disconnect. You don't have to worry about the elements with the bed lined enclosure. So it's of course still has all the LEDs that the original MEMPHIS did. Just now it's set to be outside and easily moved in and out. If you don't want to leave it in the bed of the truck, to put it back in, after a tailgate or after the car show. So very excited about this. And as I said, our customers love the original MEMPHIS, but they started asking for this shortly after selling it because a lot of customers wanted to put it in trucks and Jeeps, etc. So super excited about this one coming out, and you should be too.
And finally, out of our trio of presenting products today, this one's going to be a big one, and honestly quite surprising of what you can get out of a Defender side-by-side. And we're talking power sports and UTV, and it looks like MEMPHIS has come out with a brand new kit for the Defender platform that, listen to this, can accommodate up to 3 subwoofers. Can you give us the details, Nick?
Yeah, with our Defender kit, it, like most of our stuff that we put out there, we're not reinventing the wheel with plug and play OEM fit side-by-side kit, but we like to bring something that maybe someone else doesn't have. So we always add some unique LEDs. We obviously add that high output, great sounding speakers and the vehicle specific stuff with harnesses and all that. But the super awesome part about the Defender kit is on a 4-seater, you can put up to 3 10-inch subs. That's 3 350-watt subs will fit under the seats of a Defender. So there's a toolbox in there. One under a 2-seater, and there's one under the front seat, 2 under the back seats of a 4-seater. You get rid of those toolboxes, and our sub just drops right into that location. So you can be absolutely screaming with bass in your Defender if you want. And that's unlike anyone I know at the moment, having the ability to put 3 subs in there. In addition to the great sounding highs. Hey, and with 3 subs, you might need to add a couple more of our tower speakers on the back to be able to keep up with the bass. But it's pretty awesome kit, especially the way we do things. All of our subs are self-amplified. So if you want to add on as you go, start with the 4 speakers and 1 sub, and later, you know what, I want to add another sub. You don't have to worry about swapping out the amplifier or anything like that. It's all self-powered, our enclosures. So just run power and signal to the 2nd sub, our 3rd sub, and you're good to go. So super easy to scale. All of our power sports kits are super easy to scale, and this new Defender kit is definitely no exception to that rule.
And just to clarify, when we're talking about MEMPHIS kits for these UTVs, they are in fact complete. So complete with a source unit, amplifier, front pod speakers, as well as cans, Everything, again, is scalable, like Nick said, and everything you need to put it in, well, it comes in the box. Now, okay, finish this up for us, Nick. 3 great products. We talk about the Mojo Pro 750 mono amplifier, a brand new MEMPHIS outdoor-ready bed line, quick removable format that's coming out as well, and of course, this really loud Defender kit for UTVs. When are these products available?
Well, the Mojo Pro and the Defender kit should be available right at the beginning of the year in January, and the MEMPHIS box is going to be here within a couple weeks, so it'll be here before the end of the year. So very excited about that one, going to be here quickly. So maybe we can get some people with the loud truck line box, bed line box in their trucks before Christmas, and have a very loud and exciting new year.
CE Outlook is dedicated to keeping the car audio and electronics industry informed on the latest issues, trends, and product releases. New feature stories posted daily. Visit ceoutlook.com for the latest industry news. The high-end French speaker manufacturer known as Focal has been hard at work with a very strong showing at SEMA, and now here today, some brand new products to get excited about. We've got their product specialist, Grant McFadder from Trends Electronics, their Canadian distributor, showing up today to talk about some of these new products. Now, Grant, long list here to talk about, but the headliner has got to be the brand new, reimagined K2 Power Evo series.
Yeah, Ben, we've got the brand new K2 Evo product in the house. So we have all the component speakers. There's 10 SKUs in total altogether. There's 3 new subwoofers, which I don't have in the building yet. They will be here shortly, probably by the end of the month. And all the brand new component speakers and coaxials are all in the building already.
So if you haven't already done so, I do recommend you go back into our audio file section where Grant really breaks down this new series of speakers. But while I have him here, what are some of the key takeaways from these newly remodeled K2 series?
So I brought what I think is going to be the 3 most popular models, at least in the component speakers is. We've got the flagship 2-way component kit. We have the brand new shallow component kit, which I've never had in the line before. And then we have the KX entry-level product from the 6-inch component kits. So to talk about brand new stuff, so obviously the mid-bass driver is pretty much the same as last year's, except they've gone to a black powder coating on the basket and the frame. The biggest adjustment to it is going to be the tweeter. So we've got the FRAC tweeter, which is in the high-end K2M product, now in shipping with the 3-way component kit and the flagship KX2 component kits. You get the FRAC tweeter. So that guy plays down as low as 600 hertz. If you really need to, we don't really recommend that, more like 1200. So where you don't have you've got a car, you've got an install, you can't quite fit a 3-way system in there. This tweeter plays so low, it'll make up for having that little 4-inch mid-range in the system. So that's really going to be, as tradition has it, the flagship KX2 product is by far the #1 seller. We got a chance to listen to the new shallow speakers at SEMA. Really, really impressive for the guys that were at SEMA. Got to hear that demo. These do not sound like shallow speakers. Coming in at 58 millimeters mounting depth, so just over 2 inches of mounting depth on these. These will fit in applications. And I talked to a few dealers about hot rods, older Subarus, Hondas, stuff like that, where you couldn't fit a traditional Kevlar speaker before. Now you can. These sounded amazing. They had these bi-amped off a Focal 5-channel amplifier at SEMA, and it was unbelievable. Super loud, super clean, detail up the you-know-what. And sound quality was absolutely stunning. Like I said, they do not sound like shallow component speakers. So there is no compromise in the sound quality, even though you're going to shallow. And then the KXE series speakers, this is where Kevlar series starts. And I think it's always been history as well. It's a very, very popular SKU because it gives that customer that's buying flax, wants a bit of the dream of the KX2, can't quite afford these. You can at least get a piece of the dream with the KXEs. There's a matching 6.5-inch coaxial. The 10-inch and 12-inch subwoofer is basically a refresh on cosmetics. And then the new SKU in the subwoofers will be the E25KXS. So it's a 10-inch shallow subwoofer. Mounting depth is 3.72 inches. So a lot of pickup trucks, quarter panels where you couldn't put a traditional subwoofer in there before with the Kevlar series, you can now put in the quarter panel. Convertibles, if you want to do it down in the footwells, that'll be a great application for that. So really small, tiny sealed enclosures. You can do them in vented as well. They will work in vented enclosures. But man, we're super stoked about the brand new K2 Evo product now in stock.
All right, very exciting news from the new K2 Evo series. Moving on to two other items that are all classified under the range that is known as Focal Inside. These are application-specific speaker solutions for vehicles. The first one we're going to talk about is quite exciting because A, it's for Tesla, and B, well, it's flax.
Ben, these just arrived as well. We were long awaiting the 8-inch mid-bass drivers. We had the components, we had the coaxes, we had the center channel in stock for about a month or so, but the woofers are back ordered. Now I can say they're fully in stock. So this new kit or parts for a kit for Tesla vehicles is going to be awesome, especially in the larger markets, Vancouver, Toronto, of course. In Vancouver, they're everywhere. It's like every third card seems to be a Tesla these days. So the offering is pretty simple. We have a full range of coaxials. So if you don't want to do component speakers, maybe the customer's on a budget, you can use a coaxial for the dash speakers, the center channel, rear speakers, so on and so forth. For those guys that want that audiophile experience, we have the full range. So you've got a 4-inch component kit with the passive crossover in line, also in the box, because some cars come with the tweeter in the A-pillar, some come with the tweeter in the dash. So in the kit, they actually give you both harnesses. So if it's going up in the dash, we give you the harness for that. So it's plug and play, proprietary connector into the Tesla speaker plug. So there is no cutting, no modifications required. If it's in the A-pillar, we give you the extended harness for mounting the speaker in the A-pillar. So 4-inch component kits for the dash. The center channel one has got the proprietary bracket on there for the center channel. So again, you're not making any brackets up. You don't have to get out your 3D printer. We've done the work for you. So the bracket is already there in place. All the connectors, if you look on there, proprietary connectors for the Tesla product. So if you look at the overhead shot there, you'll see the proprietary connector for Tesla. Again, you're not making your own harnesses. We include that all in the box. And then the bad boy of the system is the 8-inch woofers for the door. If you look at the magnet structure on there, obviously we're using neodymium magnets to make them fit in the door. Cast basket for the woofer. And the frame is already done for you. Again, you don't have to break out your 3D printer. You don't have to break out your plastic. You don't have to break out your CNC machine, your router, whatever you have to do. All the work has been done for you on the basket. It's a perfect fit. Again, proprietary connector on there for the speaker right off the Tesla harness. So no making parts, no cutting harnesses, no making harnesses. Everything is done for you in the kit. And then, of course, to round it off, you can rebrand it with the Focal Inside little decals or decals if you're in the US. So you can brand it your own Focal Inside system. So the amount of vehicles that are on the road, this kit, we've got a chance to hear this versus a stock system. Even if you just leave the amplifier as is, if it's a standard system, you don't have to change out the amplifier. These will give you a dramatic sonic performance upgrade over the stock speakers without adding an amplifier. So what I heard on it when I listened to it is obviously the upper mid-range is way more detailed using the flax drivers, way more detail in guitar strings, female vocals, stuff like that. Your high frequency is a lot better than the Tesla tweeters as well. So all the upper mid-ranges, vocals, guitar is way better, way more detailed than the factory speakers. And then in the doors, what I found on the factory 8-inch woofers in the doors, they're a little bit sloppy. I mean, for Tesla, for a factory system, is pretty nice out of the gate. It's pretty nice for a factory system. But these give you borderline subwoofer bass, not mid bass, borderline subwoofer bass out of the doors. So way more impact, way more dynamic, not as sloppy sounding as the factory speakers. And then if you do want to add the subwoofer, if you have the factory enclosure in the back, we do have the flax 8-inch, the sub P20 FSE. So the shallow 8-inch subwoofer will bolt right into that factory 8-inch location if you do have the subwoofer in the back. So really nice setup. We're super excited. Now we've got the full range in stock. If you guys are ordering this product for the first time and you're watching this on CMA, make sure when you place your order, you see it on CMA, and we're going to give you guys a Trends backpack so we can track how many people watched it. But really nice backpacks to go with your first order on the Tesla product. So really excited to get this in you guys' hands. Do an A/B comparison, stock versus this product. Even off the factory system, you're going to be impressed.
And there you have it, guys. If you're watching this video and you're in Canada, make sure you give Trends a call. Fancy backpack to go with that Tesla Focal Inside order. All right, one more really exciting piece of news here. We're going to stick within this application-specific theme with Focal Inside product. This time, it's for BMW. And now, even more choices. Not only do you have one type of quality, you even have a step-up option. I'll let Grant give you the details.
Yeah, so we've had really good success with the current Inside BMW product, which is basically a polyglass series cone with the aluminum magnesium tweeter in there. But a lot of guys wanted a better option than that. Kevlar is very famous for obviously for their Kevlar product, the Utopia M product. So a lot of BMW customers wanted something even better than we had in the current Inside lineup. So happy to announce in stock now, we have 2 new kits for BMW. We have a 4-inch component kit. This is the IS BMW 100 KLs. So it's the Kevlar series speakers. The L is for the larger basket. These are pretty much fit in anything 2015 and newer is what you want, the L version of these. So 4-inch Kevlar driver, the TKM tweeter, which has been, really well renowned in the Kevlar series for many, many years. Inline passive crossover, all proprietary connectors again for your BMW harness. You're not cutting anything. You're not changing any wiring. That BMW factory speaker plug goes right in there. And then if you have the tweeter, you don't have the tweeter location that'll drop right in, we do give you the adapter. So this little tweeter ring comes off. Take off the grill, and that will snap right in the back of that mount for your factory OEM fit tweeter application there for your Kevlar speakers. And then there's the IS BMW 100K version of these, which is the shallower basket for the older vehicles. So 2 brand new kits in the BMW series Kevlar products.
Well, Grant, thank you for coming in today and sharing with us these 3 very exciting items. Just wrap it up for us on both the K2 Power Evo as well as the Tesla kit in flax and the new K2 BMW option for Focal Inside. What are the availabilities? What do they need? Who do they need to contact?
Contact your local rep, or you contact myself directly. My phone's always on. The new K2 Power Evo series, all the speakers, all the coaxes are in stock. Like I said, the subwoofers will probably be in closer to month end or early December. Shallow 10, the regular 10-inch Kevlar series, and the 12-inch. BMW speakers are in stock now, both versions of them. All the Tesla products are in stock right now, ready to go. Man, if you can't get excited about this brand new category, especially the Tesla, because there's so many of those cars on the road, it's a good day to be alive in the car audio business, man. We're gonna put a lot of profit dollars in your pockets.
Mark your calendar. CMA Expo is returning in 2024 to the Toronto Congress Centre on April 5th, 6th, and 7th. A huge thank you to all the Canadian dealers who attended and made the inaugural event such an amazing success. You spoke and we listened. Thanks to your feedback, we've implemented some important changes to enhance your experience even further. Confirmed exhibitors for the 2024 CMA Expo are Alpine, Automobility, Importel, Trends Electronics, Gemsen Distribution, JVC Kenwood, Sony, Pioneer, Dix Performance, SiriusXM, Ericsson Consumer, Metra, Stinger, Fortin. Save money and take advantage of the early bird registration. But hurry, early bird ends Monday, January 29th. For more information and the latest updates, follow us on social or visit cmaexpo.ca. Well, it's no surprise that Android Auto and Apple CarPlay continues to be at the highest priority when it comes to what consumers are looking for, especially when it comes to a wireless option. Well, ZZ2, the specialist in OEM integration, especially for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto solutions, is coming to you with brand new offerings and new platforms to be able to accommodate for. We go now to Steve Cope, their sales manager. Now, Steve, pretty exciting news. It's always exciting when we get to announce some new applications. What can you tell us about the first one of two for Ford and Lincoln platforms?
Thanks, Ben. We appreciate you having us on today. And here at ZZ2, we are super excited to announce our newest release, Sync 2 for Ford. It's going to be outstanding. It covers 11 different models in that year. Any Ford model that has an 8-inch Sync 2 screen is going to now have the ability to enjoy Apple CarPlay or Android Auto wirelessly, wired, however you'd like it. As well as there's 3 other Lincoln models that are going to be grouped in that as well. The MKX, the MKS, MKT, and MKC, all with that same Sync 2 8-inch screen. You're going to be able to have all the features right there at their fingertips.
Wow, that is great news, Steve. And just to be clear, on these models that feature that Sync 2 system, do they come, in fact, with a factory Apple CarPlay, Android Auto feature wired, or do they not have that at all?
Yeah, unfortunately for those vehicle owners who have those makes and models, they're not available for those years. So that's where we're so happy to announce the integration of this piece for them to be able to explore and choose and have the benefit of all those features at their fingertips.
Well, obviously, there's a lot of these vehicles on the road and walking into our stores. So this is great news that we can now offer a solution for the Sync 2 users that didn't even have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay to now not only have that, but have it on a wireless platform, which even is another level up altogether. Now, the fun doesn't stop there because we have a second announcement as well from ZZ2 for a Chevrolet application. What can you tell us, Steve?
Absolutely, Ben. So now we already had our IT2 MyLink. It's been out there in use by the consumers for many, many years now, but we're doing an upgrade to it. We're putting some new software to it, new hardware to it. We're going to increase the features and benefits for those Chevy users that can now have, again, updated. The best thing about our upgrade to this is now they're going to have the ability to stream their audio through their factory mic and Bluetooth versus having to go through the auxiliary mic.
Now, Steve, if I'm not mistaken, the original module for the MyLink platform did have its quirks, and I'd like to focus in now on the camera feature. How does that work now with the new format?
You're right, Ben. There was a couple difficulties with forcing on the front camera on our original system. You had to kind of cycle through rear, side, or front, whichever you might have. But now with the new upgrades to the system, you can force on that front camera at the simple touch of a button. Much easier operation for the consumer.
All right, Steve. So 2 very exciting updates to the offering when it comes to Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So rejoice, all you Lincoln Ford owners, as well as the Chevy MyLink owners. Now, a quick segue to another popular product. Well, a product that's certainly getting some momentum here, and that is the ZWAG's lighting control product. This has been met with quite the fanfare because it's a great solution to have some emergency light type features while using the factory lights, which is really cool. Now, I understand there's a new application that will be available soon as well for the ZWAGs.
That's right, Ben. We have now come out with our ZW-GMLC. That's going to be compatible with the 21 and up Yukons, Tahoes, SUVs, larger SUVs, and then the 22 and a half and up Silverado Sierras with the refresh screen. It's a super nice, awesome piece. It has a simple one plug control into the lighting control module. We're not going to the BCM anymore. It actually has some outputs. So if you wanted to trigger some additional lights while the ZWAGs were illuminated, you have that feature available to you as well.
And just for our listeners tuning in, Steve, maybe just take a quick minute to explain what the ZWAGs device actually does, because I'm not the best salesperson, but when you say it, people will understand the value in this very unique product.
Hey, I appreciate that, Ben. But yeah, our ZWAGs is basically security and safety lighting for your vehicle. What we are doing is we are utilizing the factory lights and operating them through a high beam lever or through a trigger switch. You're not having to run any additional wires. You're not having to drill any holes in your lights and add additional lights. Everything's factory OEM for high security and visibility. Great for construction crews, landscaping companies, municipalities, you name it. There's a wide range of use out there.
Again, another innovative income opportunity for dealers out there. When you have the customer there, you have their vehicle, you might notice that they might work in one of these fields. A great easy add-on without extra equipment with the Z-Wags, and now apparently a new GM application. So sum it up for us, Steve. All these great products. We talked about the Sync 2, we talked about the MyLink, and now we talked about the new Z-Wags for GM. When are these available, and who do they need to contact?
So our new Z-Wags, the ZW GMLC, it's available now. Contact your local distributor or give us a call here at ZZ2 929-220-121. As for the Sync 2, that'll be in-house, ready, available by the end of the year. And then the Chevy MyLink, we're looking right before we roll out, go to Knowledge Fest and have something exciting to show there. So right at the end of January, beginning of February of next year.
Keep it locked on CMAnetworks.com as we broadcast fresh content daily with new videos dropping Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. This is CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and presented by 5 Axis Innovations. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.